Hello there, and welcome to another Wine Steward video. I'm going to keep this one short because I have an appointment at 10 a.m. with a very good vendor, and before that I've really got to get some cleaning done around here. We had a wonderful event with Bordeaux wines last night, and it's quite the mess. It looks like somebody had fun last night. Let's tell you about the fun we're going to have next Wednesday night. You can still sign up at thewinesteward.com because there are seats still available for a German wine event. We haven't addressed Germany in way too long. We haven't had the data. Now we do because we've met Kevin Wenck, and Kevin, who is an importer of great wine from Italy, Spain, and France, also heads off to Germany once in a while and finds very, very good things. It's not that we're afraid to show off this area, but many of you are a little bit wary about the subject. You're thinking, oh, we're going to have a bunch of sweet Rieslings, right? There will definitely be a good number of beautiful Rieslings there, and very, very few of them will be sweet. Most will be what are called Trockens, which means dry wine, in this case, dry Rieslings. So just be brave, sign up at thewinesteward.com for our German wine event that is next Wednesday. I am so gratified that many of you already have. I think we're well over half full already, and that's awesome. In other words, the Wine Steward is spreading the word that you should be brave and try things that you're not necessarily familiar with yet. Just try, have a sense of wonder. So apparently you do, and I'm grateful. Now let's move on from the idea of events and tell you about what is happening here. Well, here's a bottle, actually a liter-sized bottle of gin, and here's a glass of something. That is decidedly not gin, and definitely not that gin. This is not great gin. This is serviceable, let's take it up a notch and say useful gin, but you're not gonna sip it. Now, many of our gins, which cost over $40 sometimes, are definitely classified, I would classify them at least, as sipping gins. Yes, they're wonderful in gin and tonics. They're great in a martini, but some are so good that you wouldn't even want to add anything to them to take away from the inherent goodness of these different gins from all over the world. We have a great one from Scotland and one from Vermont that I told you about last week. We have a couple different ones from Spain and so on. And those are of a quality where, with their smoothness and dimensions of character, you would definitely want to know them entirely by just having them maybe with a rock, but perhaps just cold and straight. Believe it or not, I mean, some people don't like gin, and yet those who do have perhaps never thought of sipping gin. Maybe they haven't had great gin. Well, once again, this is not great, but it's useful, and it's $15.99 a bottle, and the bottle is a liter-sized bottle. This Monarch gin was shown to me by one of our favorite vendors alongside another liter bottle of gin, which ended up, to me, I ended up deeming it rot gut. It was not good. Tasting this alongside convinced me that, yep, the next time you have a party, the next time you need to do some mixing, you can go straight to Monarch. This is not awesome gin. I've made a point of that, haven't I? And yet, we need everything downstairs to say yes to you, don't we? We want to have this level, this level, this level, but it's all tasted, it's all checked out. And as I said, this is a hell of a lot better than the rot gut I was shown alongside. So check it out. If you're having an event coming up soon, do consider this very inexpensive liter-sized bottle of Monarch gin for mixing. Do not drink this as a sipping gin, all right? I order you, I'm mandating. All right, let us now say, let's see, what have we done? We told you about our event, we've reminded you that we sell spirits. So let's just rip through the wine bar wines very quickly and show you what the menu this week contains. It has a hell of a lot of variety this time. In other words, we don't have coherent themes. I think the themes, you could say, are wandering and roaming, and for people like you with a sense of wine wonder. So let's address that. And now we can address this, because this is in fact what I'm sipping. I am proving to you that this is good. Watch this. I'm saying it's good. You don't believe me? Watch this. That's good. See? Proof. What is it? It's been too long since we've had inexpensive sparkling wine from the Loire Valley of France that is made primarily of Chenin Blanc. We love those. They're made just like champagne, second fermentation happening in bottle, but the grape is not well, we're not making it in champagne, so we can't call it that. This is a Touraine. That means that refers to an area within the Loire Valley, and this is made of 90% the best grape in the world. We like to say that about Chenin Blanc, just to start a conversation. Why do you say Chenin Blanc is the best grape in the world? And then we start talking. I think it's basically we started saying that in order to converse and dispel the notion that Chenin Blanc is a jug wine grape. Because it used to be, and maybe it still is. I mean, if you grow it in the Central Valley of California, it makes serviceable, useful wine. There's those words again, but not very good wine. In the Loire Valley of France, best Chenin Blanc in the world, best grape in the world. We just say that. Sparkling wine made of 90% Chenin Blanc, 10% Chardonnay. It's brilliant. It's dry. It's got a pretty label. What else do you need? Come on, don't be greedy. The white flight. This white flight is fun. It goes all over the place. And first it goes to Basque country. Where's that? Northern Spain. Ever been to San Sebastian? This is grown perhaps within sight of that city at the northern part of Spain, right there on the Bay of Biscay. This is Chocolí or Chocolina. Either one will be right. Guetariaco Chocolina is actually the name of the wine region, and the wine itself is just called Chocolí. It's made of a grape called Andarabi Zuri, so there's a lot of weird names for you that don't actually sound very Spanish, do they? Because those are Basque names for this beautiful wine that has a little bit of a prickle, what we call frizzante or pétillance, and it is going to be very refreshing and limey and lower in alcohol. It's careless wine. It's carefree wine. It's really good. White wine from the Basque country. Now let's take you over to Italy and down to Campania, where the pizza family, yeah, that's their last name. The pizzas make falanghina. They make several different varieties as grown in Campania, Italy. And this was our favorite when we tasted the whole line from Meriggio, Tenuta di Meriggio, owned by the pizza family. It's fun, it makes you remember this wine. Hey, can we have some of that wine you were talking about in the video, made by the pizzas? Yeah, we know what you're talking about. Falanghina, kind of funny sounding name. Falanghina to me is not usually multidimensional and complex and not usually a producer's best wine. We would expect their Greco di Tufo or Fiano di Avellino, two other white wines, to be the better stuff. In this case, I think their Falanghina is their best white wine. You check it out. It's on the white flight. Now we're going to bring you back home, where we're going to go to the Russian River Valley for Dutton Estate. Dutton Estate Sauvignon Blanc. The Duttons are far better known as a farming family. They make just a little bit of wine, but they tend probably thousands of acres in the Russian River Valley. They're very, very, very famous fruit source for many a different label, and they keep a little fruit to make this and some beautiful Chard and Pinot Noir. We carry those downstairs too. This is very friendly Sauvignon Blanc. It's not overly acidic. It is friendly in the mouth, and it's like if you worry about who might not like the Sauvignon Blanc you're bringing home, bring this one home because it's safe, it's friendly, it's good, it's useful. All right, back to France. Isn't this fun? We're jumping around all over the place. Have we been to France yet? No, we haven't. We can't go back if we haven't been there yet, except with that sparkling. This is Vieux Collage Aligoté, the other white grape of Burgundy. So we know that Chardonnay is the primary white grape from there, but Aligoté is sometimes serviceable, sometimes useful, sometimes it's as good as this. This is very good, Aligoté. You should check it out. White Burgundy that ain't Chardonnay. How about that? Next up, the final wine in the white flight is going to be 100% Viognier, and that has many of you like saying, fast forward. No, don't. I understand what you're thinking, that Viognier is an overachiever. It's like too much of a good thing, especially California Viogniers. They smell beautiful. They taste wonderful. But after 2 or 3 tastes, you're kind of tired because it's like giving you everything. It's like a person who's just too friendly and overwhelmingly so. But this Viognier is a little reluctant, a little evasive, very nicely restrained Viognier from the northern Rhone Valley of France, the area known as Collines Rhodaniennes, which is kind of like saying Côte de Rhone in the northern Rhone of France. 100% Viognier with restraint. Very nice wine. let us now show you two wines that we're offering only by the glass. This is a wine I believe I described a week or two ago, telling you that we were bringing in Brewer Clifton Chardonnay, which recently garnered 96 points from a particular wine critic, and the other wine critics love it as well. Very nice accolades for Brewer Clifton Chardonnay from Santa Rita Hills, Santa Barbara County, sideways country we sometimes call it. It's gorgeous. When you first smell it, and if it's very cold, you're going to detect a lot of gunflint, a quality that often happens in white Burgundy. Speak of the devil. That aspect, as you warm it up and wave it around, goes away, and it's actually a very attractive thing once you've had it before, but that will fade, and then you get lemon curd, or maybe lemon bar. There's often a very nice, rich citrus quality to a good Santa Rita Hills Chardonnay, and it certainly happens here. And the Brewer Clifton, 96 points. We bought the last of it, so come on and taste it and grab some. This red wine is available only by the glass. We're going to take you to the Napa Valley, to Monticello. Monticello is, to my mind, a very traditional producer of red wine. They make them like they used to. Most people don't make them like they used to, but if you are one of those wine drinkers who remembers what Cabernet and Merlot and the like tasted like from the Napa Valley before, let's say, vintage 1997. The wines were they were picked earlier, they were made with a little more restraint and structure. That's this. This is a very traditional style Merlot. Yes, Merlot. Get over it. This is good Monticello Merlot, but expect restraint, expect a conservative kind of traditional style. It's nice. All right, Red Flight, very exciting. I thought there was no theme here, but there are bookends that are interesting. So what I mean by that is wine number one in the Red Flight, this comes from the south of France area of Corbière. Corbière is part of the Languedoc, larger area of Languedoc, Corbière, and it is a blend of Carignan, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. So 4 different players. Those 4 players are getting together in my garage right now and are about to start fermenting. So a friend of mine and I grew some fruit, and we also got to go pick some fruit from a neighboring Livermore Valley vineyard, and are making this exact combination, not the same proportions, but this Carignan, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre blend from Corbière is our model, and it's kind of, to me, an inspiration for what could happen here in the Livermore Valley. I don't know if anyone's growing Carignan besides what I have in my own backyard right now in the Livermore Valley, but I hope they will. I believe GSM belongs here, but C should happen as well. Carignan, that is. So this is a nice red wine as inspiration for those who look forward to new and good things from our Livermore Valley, or just really like South France wine. It's very delicious wine from Corbière. Our next wine is from Portugal. Portugal, the southern part of Portugal is called Alentejo. That's the southernmost southeast wine region, very large area where they also grow tons of cork trees. It is the world's main source for cork, Alentejo. But the wines there can be very, very friendly compared to, let's say, the Douro Valley further north, where they're very structured. These wines are friendly, and the prices are as well. This is half Touriga Franca, half Touriga Nacional, which are, perhaps to you, better known as grapes growing in the Douro Valley and being used to make port and rugged dry red wines. This is not a rugged dry red wine. It is dry, but it's got beautiful fruit, super friendly. It's a wine that gives you a hug, and it's just well priced too. So Colieros, try it out. I think I said it right. Wine number 3. This takes us to Australia. And what are your expectations for Australian Shiraz, especially those that come from the Barossa Valley? You anticipate jamminess and a lot of maybe eucalyptus and a lot of oak, probably American oak, believe it or not. And yet this defies all of those anticipations by being sleek and minerally profound, almost European in its size. This is Alquina, and it is thoughtful, and once again, like I said, it is minerally in its effect. These guys celebrate their dirt. Everything they do is estate grown, and they've gone to the trouble to dig pits all over their estate to see what's happening, what the soil types are in this block, this block, this block, so they can see like a cross-section of soil, see the rock, see the sand, the clay, whatever they happen to have there, they know what they have, and they farm accordingly. These guys are obsessed about their dirt. And the wine's beautiful. You ought to try it. Shiraz, that surprises you, I think. Here is a wine from the Alexander Valley. Is that label showing? I'm not sure. It's kind of shiny. L'Astoria Zinfandel, really beautiful wine. It is ripe, but it's also, well, it's restrained enough for you to admire it, even if you don't like Zinfandel. Fully ripe, but nice containment, if you will. La Storia, Alexander Valley. The final wine, this is the other bookend. This does happen in the Livermore Valley. This happens by our friends, the Delumans, out at Madison Vineyards, living about a mile away from where I live, and they are making a beautiful Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre Petite Syrah here. Dulcinea is the nickname for this beautiful red wine that is now happening in the Livermore Valley. So a very exciting Rhone project already in progress. So thank you so much for watching. Come see us at the Wine Bar. Don't forget that German event. Don't forget the serviceable, useful gin that I ask you not to sip, but to use, mix it around, you know? It's for the mixed drinks. All right, thank you. Have a good one.